what's going on? It's been a while since I did a video, but I want to talk about some weird stuff that has been happening in the news. Several things. Number one, the 60s. Wikipedia had, if you type in 1960, it is probably one of the most largest pages Wikipedia has on what has ever happened in the world, period. When you get a chance to Wikipedia that, 1960s. Anyway, we already know that in the 1960s they killed many of the leaders for black people. Actually, they killed pretty much all of them. Not a single one of those living people today can ever touch the scope of those people back then. And the evidence is we still going through the same bull that we're going through now. The next thing is this. Obama, who attacked what happened in Ferguson, went and stated, quote, and I unquote, or whatever, whatnot, about how retaliation is not right. Okay? Again, this guy is a sociologist. That's how he made his claim to fame into the credentials of why he should be the president of the United States, should be the leader of the free world. Okay? So, we already illustrated that this man cannot give any sociological explanation to what happened in those riots last month in November. All right? So let's continue to hit that. All right? Assata Shakur, all right, was part of the Black Panthers movement. They've been trying to get her. They're gonna got her brother and all these other people. Okay? Well, guess what, people? The United States of America just became friends with Cuba. Okay? Now that Fidel's gone, hey, it could be lucrative to get into Cuba, who usually is friends with Venezuela, North Korea, Libya, blah, blah, blah. Mind you, all those dudes are dead now. So they having a parade on trying to get into those countries to do what they need to do, except for North Korea. Dude ain't stupid. He's not going to allow his country to depend on them. They're going through a little hacker war, and apparently the United States won because they're banned, apparently, from being allowed to get on the internet. Okay, so let's get that out there. The issue now is this. Some black guerrilla movement, which is supposedly an offshoot of the thing that Assata Shakur was a part of, was said to have killed those two officers. Rest in peace. Sorry your family has lost you. The New York Yankees feel so remorseful for this that they are giving their kids some money. And apparently all the loss of black lives in the United States of America at the hands of the police force, which all these police got found innocent, did not demand or did not show a need for those people to have a fund for their children because they're not working in the force. Yes, those guys were not the ones who killed Garner. This is true. Yes, those guys were innocent. This is true. The reason why there's been a call to order is because of the malpractice that the police force has been doing for many years. All right? As a result to this malpractice, people have been crying out and they've not been heard. People in other countries, North Korea and Russia, were quick to speak against what America did. Not that these people don't have dark stuff in their closets too, but they spoke against it. You see what I'm saying? So everybody knew that this was a signal to be able to talk about the devilry that America does, okay? And yet Obama says nothing, and everybody's mourning the loss of these 2 police, and money's being given to the police children, even though these police are supposed to have insurance for themselves that is supposed to take care of their family in the event something like this occurs. But it just so happens that, one, this happens after everything's getting to the peak of the point where it looks like change is going to occur, and to the point where the United States is friends with Cuba. There ain't no coincidences, man. Don't believe that that dude that killed himself, which, if you know historically, in the United States of America, whenever there's a conspiracy and somebody does something that's stupid, they kill themselves. But this man had no manifesto, blah, blah, blah. Not that the last person with the manifesto really was the best to be able to express itself. But, I mean, people who do something like that and they seriously believe in what they're doing, that's what they do. They write their little platform letter out and explain blah, 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 blah. This is why I did this, blah, 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 blah. United States, California, New York, DC is this, and I blah, blah, blah. As a result, will do this because it needs to be done, okay? Keep mentioning for the last couple of years, I've been imploring black people to do something about what's going on. The last couple of years I've been imploring Christians to do something about what's going on. And I kind of frankly feel let down, because the simple fact is that we cry for so much, and the chances and the opportunities that we do have to change the things that are going on for the scope of our people, we refuse to see that as a necessity, as an importance to our governance. Governance is an extreme issue. We have no direct leader. Hey, I nominate myself. If you guys are going to make sure that you're willing to work this out, I mean, choose me. Let's see how this rolls. Because honestly, I don't see how this is going to go any further until somebody steps up to the plate for the true righteousness of our people. Whether it be a believer or whether it be blacks, or 2 different groups to cover both bases. However, it needs to happen. You can't cry about things and not have a care, not have a desire to be duty bound for your people. It's ridiculous, absolutely shameless that we have yet set up something to get this stuff done. There's a lot of interviews going out there, a lot of the black people making a lot of money for these interviews on all these big shows and stuff like that. And all right, great, I'm glad you're able to share your story. The percentages of black men that get killed to the ratio of overall black people and the needs in the United States of America is something that I think should be brought to the table on the basis of the fact that we cry out when certain things happen at specific times to certain people because of certain people, but the overall scope of the matter is that we got a lot of issues that we need to cover on the basis of our ability to articulate. That's the issue. So education, our abilities to do for ourselves. So that means we lack the skill sets and the knowledge necessary to do what we need to do as far as our people is concerned. On our responsibilities and our duty boundness for our elders, which is set up in the laws of Moses, but barely touch the tip in the Gospels. And in fact, Paul says, take care of your own. If you have living kids, basically you're their responsibility, not ours. Research it. I'm questioning it, because if we all bring everything to the table and split it up, then technically that was everybody taking care of each other. That could be a mistranslation. Only y'all knows. The fact of the matter is, people, we need to get this show on the road. As a result of me not seeing these things happen, I'm honestly questioning my relationship with God. If maybe there's something in error in my life, or maybe the Spirit could not be talking through me, because obviously I'm not getting my point across. Not sure what I need to do to get this point across to people. I don't debate. I don't feel the need to debate at this time. If it's the issue, then let's put the debate on the table. You want to debate me on the subject of the responsibility to the people of the kingdom of heaven? Let's go ahead and do that. And we see what we got to do. Because at this point, in this moment, when it comes to the responsibilities for one another, I think we lack, we suck, and we're ignorant. And whether or not you believe that the Messiah has come, or that you believe that the Messiah has not come, the fact of the matter is that unless they were killing you for being a false prophet or for being a person practicing sorcery, if you are a poor, weak believer, or a rich, weak believer, or a poor, strong believer, or a weak, strong, weak believer, or you know what I'm saying, you still getting the same treatment across the board you're supposed to. It is the person whose heart is dark that picks out physical aspects of thought processes that causes our issues, and it's the threat to the standards of the kingdom, not the book. So we need to be doing this. And my fiance, we were talking about this the other day. Time in and time out, we're taught things that are unscriptural, and we stick with it because that's what we're told. And because people keep repeating certain things, we are blinded to the fact of what we need to do and what we are. Wherein the scriptures reveal that there are responsibilities and there are certain necessities and requirements that we must make, that we must meet, and we still have yet to make and meet those requirements because of the lack of understanding that is clear to see and plain to see if you're willing to break it down and you've read the Bible more than one time or two times. At some point you're going to start seeing things. If the Holy Spirit doesn't start talking to you, I mean, when it comes to Encyclopedia Britannica and the dictionary, you can retain that. You can get that understanding. Anybody who went to a school in a location of a region where critical thinking was heavy in the process, you should be able to get this. So there's absolutely no reason why there's a breakdown in what we are and what we're supposed to do as far as believers, especially in Babylon, in this country, this ungodly nation. There's no reason why you, as a believer, should be still stuck in understanding what we supposed to be doing here, unless you're just too be blinded chasing some man's tail or chasing some woman's tail that is not supposed to lead unless she is a prophet. And even then, she's only uttering what God is trying to tell her to utter. But you want to go follow up people. Yeah, and this is real. I purposely stopped going back and forth with people off of this crap because there's absolutely no reason why at this point in the game for you to be 6 months into this, much less 8 years, 30, 40, 50 years in this truth. You call it truth. There's no reason why you should spend so much time on the battlefield and still can't swing no sword. There is an error. The things you're supposed to focus on, you don't focus on it. The things you ain't supposed to participate in, you ain't participating in. Y'all want to go out and feast when we don't even have a kingdom and a nation of ours to dwell. Over there, thing on sucking breast milk from freaking Father Rothschild, and darn all this other crap, man. It hurts my heart to see where we are in this state, and we still ain't trying to do what we need to do to fix the problems for our people. I said, don't call me Christian no more, and I mean it. Because it feels like anytime people hear the name Christian, and Ro's in the conversation, they forget everything that Ro says, they forget everything Ro does, and they stick to the label. And then anything that the Catholics done, the Baptists done, the Lutherans done, the Methodists done, the Seventh-day Adventists done, the Sabbatarians done, the Jehovah's Witnesses done, the Mormons done, Ro gotta be part of that movement. I can't call myself Hebrew Israelite, can't call myself Israelite, can't call myself Messianic, because any screw up that they done committed, I gotta be dealing with that. Even though I show you scriptures of me not agreeing with it and why I don't agree with it. But as a result of that, I gotta hold the bridle for something else that happened before I was even existing. Yo, this girl has a song out there called 2,000 Christmases Ago. Several gospel singers, several Christian rock singers got songs out there that say, on this December 25th day, Jesus Christ was born. First off, my brother, first off, my sister, his name is not Jesus Christ. Just because you read something in Greek don't even mean that it's true. My name is Rowan. If an Ethiopian pronounces my name, it's still Rowan. If a Chinese person pronounces my name, it's still Rowan. If an Italian pronounces